Everybody, good afternoon. Coach Zach here, giving you the simplest, most thorough breakdown of nutrition that you've seen. And for most people, it's going to provide everything you need to know that's going to last you a very long time with your goals to burning body fat, gaining muscle, getting healthier overall. Okay, so I'm Coach Zach Ganska. I'm founder and owner of GanskaStrong and the new 91 Strong Challenge. I got into coaching because of my own health restoration journey. So my whole dream growing up was to play baseball. After high school, I didn't have a lot of options, but I did have a junior college to go to improve and hopefully go to a Division I school. However, I herniated an L2 disc in high school that I wasn't 100% aware of. I had pain, leg pain, but I didn't know the full diagnosis. So that ended my baseball playing career. Now, at 19, a surgeon told me to get surgery or I wouldn't be able to run or play sports again. And inside I was like, fuck that. That's absolutely ridiculous. If I get this surgery, I'm going to have to go through rehab. So, regardless of what happens, I'm going to have to do a rehabilitation process. So what can I do on my own? So I healed my back. However, I did start struggling with depression for 25 plus years, starting at 13. At my worst peak after I lost my baseball, my mid-20s, I was on 5 medications for depression and just really suffering. So now, I'm older, I'm wiser, I'm far stronger and healthier. Still improving each and every day. I've had no surgeries. I'm on no lifestyle medications. I got rid of all those. Quick cold turkey. I don't recommend you doing that, but that's what I had to do in the moment. And, at 44, I'm setting strength personal records that I did not accomplish in my 20s and 30s. And I also have been passionate about learning jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and I'm currently at a blue belt. And I'm keeping up with my 7 and 9-year-old playing soccer. So this is what I just referenced. I did a strength feat last year to test, really push my body to its limit. 33 seconds, I lifted 1,000 pounds using the 3 main lifts. And all this is just to say, that it is possible to transform your health and your body through living as naturally as possible. Now, I really believe in personalized solutions. So I am not going to claim in this video that everything I present is applicable for 100% of people watching. I do believe it's going to solve the majority of problems, nutrition and training wise, for the majority of people. However, if you are someone with an autoimmune condition or another serious medical condition, you need, a functional medicine nutrition expert. I will help you in that regards. Just email me and we can talk about that. Or message me here through Facebook or YouTube or wherever you're seeing this. In the world of fitness, we see people are really focused on their physiques and, looking good naked. We're seeing people talk about, don't worry about physique or that's not as important, be really healthy. And then we see the third category of people who are really fixated on performance. In my opinion, I want it all. Okay. I want to look better, physically. I want to maximize my physique naturally. At the same time, I want a very strong and powerful body. And I want a healthy body and a brain. So I want to do this sustainable for a long time and make this a lifestyle that's going to last me the rest of my life, literally. So how do we get all these at once? And the answer is personalized nutrition. So here's a really snapshot of the problem. Most people, they kind of know where they're at. Like they know, okay, I don't feel good. I don't have energy. I'm foggy. My body feels heavy. I don't feel energized. I don't feel strong. I'm not athletic, etc. And they have a vision of where they want to go, or they at least know what they don't want. I'm tired of feeling like this and I want to feel better and I want to look better. In between where I am and where I want to go is this big insurmountable canyon, or at least that's the way it feels. Now, we see these extreme methods everyone's using, like multiple day water fasting or, dry fasting. In my experience, here's exactly what happens when we try to go, 0 to 100, lose 50 pounds in 30 days. Here's what the majority of people are going to experience.
That wasn't so good. And there's only that guy didn't know a lot about momentum.
All right. So that's courtesy of your mom's house. One of my favorite comedians, Bill Burr, was on there. The sustainable solution is going to be to get very 100% clear on where we are now. That's going to be our body metrics. We might include blood work, everything, measuring tapes, specific body sites, clothing, sizes, the way they fit, everything that determines exactly where we are now to be as precise as possible. Then we get very clear on where we want to go. It's not enough to say, I want to be healthy. I want to be leaner. I want to be stronger. I want to weigh less. These are all wishy-washy. These are like dreams. And yeah, they sound nice and everything, but we need to take these goals and we need to make them specific targets. Like, I am going to lose on average a pound a week over the next 6 months, or whatever your specific target is. And then we determine how efficiently we can go to where we are to where we want to be how efficiently we can do it to make permanent changes. And again, going back to that video clip, that's where we really, want to make sure that we're making permanent changes and we're not going to be falling back and relapsing after we've made some changes temporarily. So like I said, with the Now Snapshot, let's look at our body dimensions. This is a great program from Precision Nutrition. They have a free weight loss calculator. I highly encourage anybody that watches it to use it. I'm going to link it down below. If you have any questions about that, please contact me. But this is an amazing tool. In literally less than 5 minutes, it's going to give you a free 17-page printout that's going to give you the specifics of what most people need to focus on for a very long period of time to start creating these habit changes and these results. So it's basic questions: age, height, weight, biological sex. What's our goal? There's a variety of goals. For most people, it's going to be lose weight, or down here, oh, I can't see my cursor, this body recomposition goal, which is losing body fat while simultaneously building muscle. If you're somebody watching this who's, naturally lean and you just feel you're too lean and you want to gain lean mass and you're not concerned, obviously, about body fat because you never really have any, then you're going to select to build muscle. If you have a health issue, then you're going to select improve health. So there's some flexibility here, but we set our target weight, how we want to achieve this, like what time frame. For most people, if you're watching this without knowing anything about you, I'm going to say just set a pound a week. That's going to be something that's going to be sustainable. You're going to be able to build some permanent healthy habits, and you're not going to burn out or exhaust yourself, or worse, create an injury if you're also training. Now, preferred eating style, me personally, I opt for like a paleo approach, which basically just means, in my opinion, all food except for dairy and grains. Like, that's really the best way to define paleo, okay? I'm not claiming I'm eating like a Neanderthal or anything like that. It's just removing foods that are the most problematic for most people's diets. If you can eat dairy and bread and you don't feel any different, then that's great. You may want to test that in the future. I always encourage people to test this when the time is appropriate. That might not be at the beginning. Ketogenic and other forms of dieting, I would have to do a breakout video of those to weigh costs and benefits for individuals. How active are you? This is your lifestyle. If you're sitting at a desk, you're going to click very light. Most people, are sitting, going to work and sitting, coming home and sitting. So this is just general activity level. Now, if you are working out, or if you plan to work out, you add your frequency and intensity here, which is going to increase your caloric intake. This is where this program gets super cool. So it makes things so simple. Like if you're not an app person and you don't want to track your nutrition with an app, you don't have to. There's nothing that says you have to. People have been making huge transformation, progress for a century, just very simply. Okay. So this program, the first reason I love it is it breaks down everything by hand size. So you can literally track your hand size for your protein, your vegetables, your carbs, your fats, what we call the macronutrients. Okay. Get very clear on that. And the tracking sheet is all you need. You can literally use this tracking sheet, fill in a bubble when you've eaten one portion, or just use tally marks on a regular sheet of paper. Now, another great feature about this program outside the simplicity of tracking, and real quick on that note, if you're if you know how to use nutrition apps, or that just makes it, more interesting for you, then 100% use the app. It's just, you don't have to do, like, there's so many different ways of succeeding. Don't ever feel like you have to follow so-and-so's advice just because, they're well known. Now, the other feature about this program that I love is everything is divided into eat more, eat some, and eat less. So the eat more category is what we're going to focus on and eat the majority of the time. The eat some will be those intermediate foods. And then the eat less are going to be the red flag foods that, will be like free meal foods, free day meal foods, or, ones that we just eat a couple times a month, if that. Now, with that being said, if there's something on here like fried meats and that just tears you up, with your digestion, and you're going to be running the bathroom multiple times afterwards, then obviously go by your personal experience over anything that you ever see from me or anyone else. When you recognize that some food doesn't work for you, always go with that intuition and how your body's responding to it. So we've established where we are with our measurements and our tracking, blood work, whatever we're going to use. DEXA scans is another great tool. We know where we're desired to be. We're going to lose a pound a week, or, transform our health and gain muscle while we're losing the body fat. Something now, I chose this curvy line that goes up and down because this is 100% what happens to people. When you start to get healthier, your body weight is most likely going to jump. And this freaks people out. Now, I've included a great client of mine. This is a transformation we actually did during 2020 with lockdowns in place. So her name's Annie. She's a great friend of mine. She transformed her physique. Now, 2 quick notes on this. Number one, very little cardio at the time. She was working and she had a crazy busy schedule. She has 2 kids. So we did mostly weight training, a little bit of cardio here and there, but it was weight training, getting stronger, gaining lean mass, and number two, really dialing in the nutrition based on what I just showed you. And this is what transformed him. Now, the second point I want to make about this is about 5 to 6 weeks in, she was up 8 pounds and she was freaking out. She's like, I'm doing all the right things. I'm following this. I'm doing the training. Why is my weight increasing? And that's just because when we start to get healthier, we're going to probably have a little more water weight. We're going to shift things around with electrolytes, especially sodium. And our body weight is probably going to go up as we start gaining lean mass. So don't freak out about that. That's where body measurements and other forms of tracking are very helpful. Our goal is to make this 1% progress each and every week. Now, saying transform all these things, do this protein, change your starches, get these vegetables. Not a lot of people are going to be able to succeed with that long term. So again, we focus on the priorities, the biggest changes that you can make. They're going to have the biggest ripple effects, the biggest ROI everywhere in your transformation journey. So as a generalized starting point for most people are getting about 1/3 to less than 1/2 the amount of protein that's optimal for their body. So let's start there. Let's start increasing that protein in a way that's sustainable and it's going to be easy on your digestion and your body. Once that's engaged, once we start to get those protein levels up, now we can look at, the amount of vegetables we have every meal. We can look at the types of carbohydrates you're eating. Maybe we go a little more glycemic, maybe instead of, white rice, we eat sweet potatoes or something like that. It all depends on the individual and how your body responds to stuff. And lastly, we are looking at fat ratio. So this can be included in meat. It's going to take a while, but you can actually figure out what cuts of meat make you feel the best. So me, for example, I like all forms of red meat. Ribeye is a little too fatty for me. I just don't like the way it feels on my digestion and how it sits in my stomach when I'm done eating it. So in general, if I'm going for steak, I'm going to go sirloin or New York steak, or I'm going to go leaner ground beef like 93%. Everything else, meal timing, fasting, all that stuff should follow the other ones. You got to get this base foundation down. Now, we have the overall picture. And now the question becomes, what do we do on a weekly basis? So we have these basic questions. And if somebody wants this as a PDF to reference, I'm happy to give you a PDF just for joining my mailing list. What do I already have? So we're looking at, what leftovers do I have? What foods are available in my fridge that I haven't cooked yet? What do I want? What recipes sound good? What foods sound good? And we don't even need to go off of recipes. There's this whole system called a food matrix that I learned through Rob Wolf, who's an amazing paleo author, where we can literally have a set amount of proteins, starches, and vegetables ready with seasonings, and we can make an infinite combination of meals at our disposal whenever we want them. Okay, what do I need? So, am I going to go shopping? Am I going to do online shopping? What days are my shopping days? And then how much do I need? So I always recommend, and I'll be posting recipes. So I'll have plenty of high protein recipes, but make protein that priority. Base your recipe off of the amount of protein and altering it. So, if I need 50 grams of protein and the recipe is only providing me 25 grams of protein, then I'm going to have to look at doubling that just to make one meal for myself. Okay. So then from there, once we know our ratios, now we go pounds of meat that I'm going to need when I go shopping, the number of servings of carbohydrates and vegetables based on my fist size. And then how am I going to prepare all these things? Am I going to do a batch cook once a week or 2 batch cooks? My preferred one is we're already in the habit of making dinner just about every night. So what I like to do when I make dinner almost every night, I'll just make extras and those become my lunches for the next couple of days. So now I only have to make a breakfast for myself and the kiddos and my wife. And then we have lunches covered and, meals in the middle of the day covered. And then we do the nightly routine. Now, if you're, too busy during the week to do that, that's where you're someone that's going to be looking at the batch cooking method. Okay. And then lastly, how do we collaborate with other people? Who can we, help and who can help us? And making this a shared effort is going to make a huge amount of difference. And it's going to make these habits become permanent, which is the goal at the end of the day. Yes, we want amazing transformations in 30 days, 60 days, and 90 days. We also have to ensure that the transformations we're creating are not setting us up in the future for burnout, for excessive fatigue, for injuries. All these things are going to make us slide back into our old habits, which aren't working for us now. I'd love to hear all your feedback. Please post your questions and comments down below. And I look forward to connecting with you and getting you more resources. Make a great day, everybody. Contact me also. I'm going to be releasing my 91 Strong challenge that I'm going through, and there's going to be a free version that others can follow along with me. And I'm going to have a ludicrous speed version and another upgraded version. So reach out if you're ready to really get after this in 2024. I'm here and ready to show you the best personalized custom routine that's going to work for your life and your body. Make a great day.